Hello students, welcome to online classes of geography. Now today I will discuss about the next topic. I have completed my previous class where I ended up with the types of migration, and already I said there are two types of migration, that is internal and international, and within internal we are having two, interstate and intrastate. Now when we use the word international migration, there are two terms that is there. One is immigration and another one is emigration. I am just writing it over here. One is immigration and another one is emigration. These are the two terms that comes out when we used to discuss about the topic, or when we used to say about the international migration. Immigration is the action of coming to live permanently in a foreign country. Okay, what is immigration? It is actually the action of coming to live permanently in a foreign country. Like all the migrants after partition of India from Bangladesh, all those who and from Pakistan, they come and they settled out in India, so they are termed as immigrants. Okay, they have permanently left their country, native country, and they are now residing in, they are staying in India, so they are termed as immigrants. And emigration, what is emigration? Emigration is actually, apart from immigration, emigration is the act of, it is actually act of leaving one's own country to settle permanently in another country. Now as I said, those who were there in Bangladesh and Pakistan, now they are immigrants for India and they are emigrants for Bangladesh or Pakistan. That means they left their native country and they came to one foreign country to settle out over there permanently. So emigration is the act of leaving one's own country to settle permanently in any other country. That is emigrants. Okay. Now there are some data that is given in your book, page number 17. The data is given as I am having a data of 2001. If in your book it is the data for 2011, so just go with that data, that 5 million, I am just proceeding with my data as per 2001. The 5 million persons have migrated to India from other countries, and out of these 96% from the neighboring countries like Bangladesh, followed by Pakistan, Nepal are included, and then many refugees are there from Tibet, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Iran and Myanmar. And 20 million people of Indian diaspora spread out across 110 countries. These datas to be learned by heart, means it can be there for 1 mark question, that how many people are there as immigrants, and they spread out through into how many countries. So you have to keep it in your mind, these figures, for 1 mark question, or it can be a 3 mark question where you can support your answer if there is a questions related to these facts. Now the next topic that is there is for the spatial variation in migration. Now in India there is an uneven spatial variation in migration, whether in terms of in migration or whether it is related to out migration. Now hopefully it will be very clear where the livelihood is very easy, the in migration is more, okay, or they can acquire the better living that is better standard of living, there the in migration is more. So if we see the country, if we see the different states of our country, the Maharashtra in our country is the largest migrants receiving state. That means the in-migrants are largest in the state Maharashtra. After that it comes Delhi, then comes Gujarat, then comes Haryana and other urbanized areas that have attracted high number of migrants. And the states from where the people move to these states, those are the less developed states, like Uttar Pradesh is the leading one, followed with Bihar and other backward states. So these are the states which are backward in terms of their development, and the density of the population is also very high. So they move to those states where high standard of living can be acquired. So that is why these are considered as a spatial variation in migration, which is very uneven. Now, one term is there in your book page 18, in this India book page 18, the second paragraph left hand side, urban agglomeration. Okay, I am just writing it in this whiteboard. The term is urban agglomeration. The short form is UA and it is urban agglomeration. So what is the definition of this UA, urban agglomeration? How can we define this term urban agglomeration? Now, urban agglomeration is actually when suburbs are what we can say, a suburb merges with a metropolis or a important city, then the administrative area increases. That expanded administrative area, or what we can say, the political area of that particular city, when it expands entirely, we term it as urban agglomeration. It is the extended boundary or the beyond its administrative boundary. Okay, in simple words we can say it is an extended extended boundary, but beyond its original administrative boundary. So that entirely included within one boundary, that is termed as urban agglomeration. Or we have studied in the world aspect conurbation. Either it is termed as urban agglomeration or it is also termed as conurbation. Now in our country, Greater Mumbai is termed as, is the best example of urban agglomeration. Why? Because it has largely expanded because of high intra-state in migration. Okay, urban agglomeration are largely expanding because of high intra-state, that within the state only the migration. I am not saying don't get confused that the boundary of Maharashtra has expanded. No, the boundary, political boundary or the administrative boundary of Mumbai expanded. That is urban agglomeration. Like Delhi, then New Delhi. Now the satellite towns like Noida, Gurgaon, these are the satellite towns of Delhi. So when we will include all these, it will become UA, urban agglomeration. So similarly, when this particular city Mumbai expanded due to this intra-state migration, that is termed as urban agglomeration. Now next comes, the next topic is causes of migration. We have already studied in the world aspect, but again I am just repeating it, that there are two main factors. One is push factors and another one is pull factors. Now push factors are the factors where people are the factors which actually urges people to leave their place of residence or origin. They are compelled to leave the place of their residence or place of their origin. Now, what are the reason behind it? It can be natural disaster, it can be political or local conflicts, it can be lack of opportunities, that is employment opportunities, it can be high population pressure on the land, means the congestion, it can be lack of basic infrastructure facilities like health services, educational facilities. All these are coming under the category of push factors. You can expand the points by supporting the examples like natural disaster. The natural disaster, the areas, if we see Assam is very much prone to floods. So, people those who are there, when it is every year it is the zone, or we know that Brahmaputra valley is continuously there in the news for every year with respect to this natural disaster of the flood. So, what is the resultant? People are moving from there to those areas which are totally free from any sort of natural disaster. Political or local conflicts like the places Punjab, then Jammu and Kashmir, or what we can say the northeastern state, continuously there are some local conflicts or political conflicts. So, people are moving from are leaving those places and they are moving to some other places because to get free to avoid all these political conflicts. Lack of employment opportunities, it is very common. All the rural people, those who cannot acquire their livelihood from their farmland, they are moving to the cities to earn their livelihood. So, it can be permanent, it can be temporary. High population pressure on land. Nowadays, you can see that due to the excessive congestion, the people are moving towards the outskirts of the city where they can enjoy a very environmental or eco-friendly climatic, and that is the atmosphere or environment. Lack of basic infrastructural facilities like health services, education. Why students are leaving Purulia and going outside for their higher education? Because when one of the student will leave the district Purulia and will move out, that means permanently that student is leaving and settling out over there for its education purpose, and then obviously after completing the higher education they will move for the job opportunities, and where they are going to get the job they will settle down over there. That means they migrated from Purulia district to the place from where they will get their higher education and the job opportunities. So, these are some of the factors that comes under the category of the push factors. Pull factors, obviously better opportunity for education, all the educational, high educational, like we can give example, all the that is the professional colleges, maybe IITs, maybe medical college, or maybe renowned colleges are the zone of attraction for the higher studies. Better health facilities, why people move to Vellore, why they are moving to Chennai or the southern states for the health facilities, because their health facilities are well developed over there. Then we can say for job opportunities, which is very common, people are attracted to those places, like why Maharashtra is having the large in-migrants, because over there the standard of living is high. So, people are thinking that they can acquire better ways of earning. Next, it is the specifically the female section migrate because of the social status or the social factor, that is marriage, and others mostly that is the common one, and the rest can be the whatever the factors that I discussed. So, in this way we can segregate the two factors, the one that compel the people to leave the place of origin, and the another one that attracts the people from different places because of their basic facilities or opportunities. So, these are the causes of migration. Now, one very important interesting fact that is there is that normally, as I said, the female section migrate to different places due to marriage. But in Meghalaya, the scenario is totally different. Meghalaya is the only state where the migration of male is highest due to marriage. Why? Because there normally in the rural areas of the Meghalaya, where that is the male migration is there, the brides are not leaving, rather grooms are moving to the that is the bride houses. So they have made this thing possible, and if it is done, then if the other states of our country can take a lesson. So it should not be that only the female section should migrate due to marriage. It can be the male section. Wherever the most facilities are there, it can be the vice versa, but the laws have not yet been made. So that is why still in our country it is a custom that after marriage the female section is moving out to that is the groom's houses, and that is one of the cause of migration. So here I have completed the topic related to the spatial variation, the cause of migration with some explanation, the urban agglomeration, and the terms of immigration and emigration. So this much for today's class. I am not uploading a huge one because I know you people are preparing for your half yearly syllabus. Now let me just discuss one thing or share one thing with you. The half yearly exam, you can see the pandemic situation, it is increasing day by day. So most probably the exams will be online. Offline exams will be very difficult to be held out in the school campus. So it will be an online exam, and the total mark distribution will be 40. Okay, there will be no change in the syllabus. Syllabus will be the same, and I am not just giving you the what we can say to say that the mark distribution, I am not mentioning it now. Let me get the confirmation from the management or the higher authority, and then I am going to share it with you. But this much I can share, that the mark that is the total marks of the exam will be 40, which will be doubled out to make it that is the desired marks which is there for your half yearly. Don't bother about the practical. The practical will be conducted in this order only, online, and the viva will be there. Even the work of the practical will be that at ascertain, means I will just judge the work of the practical also. I will go through the practical work also. So those who have not yet completed, please simultaneously complete your work, because if you are not submitting your practical work, you will get totally 0 for that, and even the viva will be there. So just don't keep it in your mind that you have to just study with the theory part. There will be no practical exam. There will be practical exam in this order that I am going to discuss with you afterwards, when I am going to get the confirmation from the higher authority. Thank you for following my class or listening to my audio and video. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay home.